Oh, I grew up in Pittsburgh, on the north side of Pittsburgh,
Yeah?
up in Troy Hill,
In Troy Hill.
which was the German section.
And you're German. Hein is a
Yeah,
German,
yeah.
German name. What did your father do? What did your parents do?
Well, he was just a regular worker. He worked in the construction, worked in a warehouse. You know, he just had regular labor duties. Yeah.
What was your neighborhood like?
Oh, that was nice up in Troy Hill. Not so nice today anymore. It was a little. In fact, everybody up in Troy Hill Troy Hill was right above Heinz's. You know, at one time when I was growing up, everything from Heinz's was made there on the north side. Boy, you could smell the ketchup cooking in September. They made it for the whole year. They don't do that now. Probably about a quarter of Troy Hill worked down there. You know?
Yeah, it was just down on the hill.
Yeah. They're all German. I was in the first grade there in the 30s. I used to go down and get the German paper for my granddad, you know.
Do you remember Pearl Harbor Day? That was December 7th, 1941, a Sunday.
Yeah.
Tell me about that day.
I don't forget what I was doing.
Okay.
It's probably working, because I always worked.
What kind of a kid were you?
Good.
You're lying.
I didn't get in any trouble. It was just my brother and I, you know. I
Well,
was
he meant
always
he was good at it.
Yeah, I was
He didn't
always
get
busy,
caught.
you know. I carried papers in grade school, you know, cleaned walks in the snow. I wasn't a lazy kid. I couldn't stand around.
So growing up in the Depression, you had to work, I would
Yeah,
imagine, to
yeah,
help
yeah.
the family, right?
Yeah.
So when did you start, I guess it was your first job delivering papers?
Yeah, and before that, when I was in 7th, 8th grade, I had about 3 or 4 walks I had to go clean in the morning. 50 cents a walk. I got drafted. I wanted to join the Navy, and I had 6 months of high school to finish. And they wouldn't take me. They said, go finish high school. And then when I finished high school, and I got graduated on Wednesday night, and Friday I had a notice from the draft board, and Monday I was gone, you know. I wanted to join the Navy, you know, and I went to the draft board, and he says, I can't promise you. I see when I was an old man. And the day I went over, everybody went to the Navy. So whether he did me a favor, I don't know.
Yeah.
I went back one time when I came home and leave one time to see him, but he already was going to close the draft board.
What made you want to join the Navy?
I wanted the Navy, that's all. I didn't want to be in the Army.
Why not?
Oh, I thought maybe I had better things to do, better things to learn.
Like what?
Well, I was hoping to get around, and I did. I got everywhere.
Boot camp was okay, huh?
Oh, yeah.
But you learned to salute and you learned to march and
Had a lot of good help.
what?
Had a lot of good help there.
You had a lot of good help.
When we come out of Bainbridge, we went down to Norfolk. The boot camp was cut in half because in the middle of the war they didn't push it through, you know. And everybody who went out of Bainbridge went over down to Norfolk. We stayed in the barracks on the main drag there till we could pick for a crew. And I was in there about 2 weeks, you know. And so luckily 19 years old, I slept in there. A couple old guys had been over in the Navy 4 years, was doing an effort going back again. So you go out in the yard in the morning with about 100 guys, and the guys stand up on the platform picking for work crew, and he'd say, kids, stand here. You don't move, you never get picked. He picked all the guys that was running. But I had some details, so, and I got along all right till I was about 2 weeks there before I could pick for a crew. And then I could pick for a DE, and then we went to school for 3 weeks, and when we were done with that, they put us on a train, and it took them 3 days for us to get to Orange, Texas to pick up a new DE. DE is a small destroyer. Roosevelt ordered 500 of them because at the beginning of the war, the German subs, you could go along the Atlantic coast and see them in the moonlight. They were sinking everything. So he ordered 500 of these. And the first ones he made was diesel with 3-inch guns. And I got one in the middle, 348. And I had 5-inch guns, and we had Westinghouse steam turbine engines. And when they never finished making 500. They quit at about 490 when the war was over. So.
And your job was to do what? What was a destroyer's job? What did they do?
Oh, patrol duty, and convoy duty, chase submarines. We had equipment to chase submarines. That ship was 309 foot long, 39 foot wide. It had 210 men and 13 officers. Yeah.
And what was its name?
Key, K-E-Y. They named the DEs after service person who was killed. He was a Marine pilot. Was killed during the war. Yeah. And we commissioned a new ship down there in Orange, Texas, while his mother showed up for the ceremony. Yeah, yeah.
And what was their ship's number?
348.
So DE 348.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The USS Key.
Yeah.
And you're a plank owner. You were there.
Yeah. Yeah. I stayed in London. I never got off it.
Tell me where did you go?
Oh, we was lucky. We had a skipper that was an Annapolis man, Mr. Buckley. He was smart. He had no right being on a DE. He done something wrong, and we never found out. Even the officer, you'd stand watching the officer, and they knew, and they never could find out. But wherever we went, we got a dirty job because he was on it. We were in the Atlantic along the coast, up along Maine, and we got one convoy duty going across the Atlantic. We get into Gibraltar, and with the big convoy, and there was a tanker of gas. Had to go to Italy, up in Toronto, the Arch of Italy, Oh man, Buckley got the job. Down through the Mediterranean we went. Met the convoy, and 2 weeks later we come back. Then we get down back in the Norfolk. We was patrolling on the coast. We chased submarines around Bermuda, and also beside the DE, as small as it was and compacted the damn thing was, you had 2 5-inch guns, 2 twin 40s, 3 torpedo tubes. You had 4 20s on both sides, and you had the mash cans in the back to roll on for submarines.
Those depth charges?
Yeah, yeah. They'd sit there and roll them off the back. Yeah.
So for a small ship, you had
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of firepower.
Yeah. we had an old cheap boatswain made it. I was the one working under him. You get a new kid once in a while, and all they worried. Old Mac used to say, "We hit a match. I guess things going to go to the damn sky, sleeping on all the ammunition."
Yeah.
Wasn't no.
Did you ever worry about that? Did you ever think about that?
What the hell could you do in the middle of the
Right.
ocean? I can't know where you get over that. Couldn't stand to worry. And then when we come back into Norfolk, we get some foul weather gear for winter, down Norfolk. One day our ass went down the Atlantic through the Panama Canal and out to the Pacific. We're out there in 90-degree weather, fur jackets. I could hear, I just happened near the bridge, and I could hear Buckley on the radio on the phone. He says, "I got 200 guys with fur jackets. I'm out in the Pacific. I need some clothes." So they finally got us all the new clothes in, So we stayed out there till the war was over. Around Lady, around Manila.
You truly saw
Oh, yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of the world.
Yeah. And then we come back to Honolulu and back into Long Beach, California.
Did you get discharged from California?
Yeah, I did. I swung a deal for that. Because there was no discharge place around here. I had to go to Philadelphia. A friend of mine in the office, he got me a deal. I got paid a nickel a mile from Long Beach coming back to Pittsburgh. Paid for the bus ticket. Yeah, but that was a good experience. That was everywhere. Buckley was a good man. He never knew what he did,
So you liked him. You liked
Oh,
the skipper.
yeah.
Really?
He knew what the hell he was doing. He was no dummy. He was no second thought to what he did,
Did you like pretty much everybody on board?
Oh, yeah. Well, the one thing about a small ship, you got to know everybody, even though it was 200 men. I had a couple officers. One officer was on a cruiser, and I used to stand watch with him up on the bridge there, and he said on a big ship like an aircraft, you don't know who the hell's on the end. You'd be on it for years and wouldn't know, But you knew everybody there. You knew what was going on. Yeah, that was a lot of good memories there. In fact,
Tell me about Leyte in the Philippines. Did you see Japanese planes or kamikaze? This was late in the war.
I've seen a few. No, we didn't. We didn't add too much of that. That was probably done, but we've caught a few floating around on the raft.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Some Japanese pilots
No, I don't know who they were. I have no
floating
idea.
around on a raft.
Yeah, I don't know who the hell they were.
Did you bring them aboard?
No.
No.
No. Hate to say that. I think Buckley was going to, but he was afraid that. So I heard later, if one of them had an explosive, we'd have a problem, But they never made it off the raft.
Did you have any good liberties?
Well, we used to get liver in Manila after the war was over. But other than that, there was no other place to go,
No. No Pearl Harbor, nothing
No,
like
no.
that?
No. Oh, we did get to go to Honolulu on the way back. And that was nice, Got to see what was sunk there, but
Manila was destroyed,
Yeah.
just flattened.
yeah.
So you saw that, huh?
Yeah. Well, Manila was a big city, There were 3 or 4 of us that weren't drinkers or womenizers, so, we were all in our 20s, so we'd get together, we either go to a museum or go see the college ball team or something. Then we'd have a meal, find a good restaurant, beer or so, But I can remember what struck me funny is we took a walk outside of Manila one day, just for a walk, and we come across the field, and a Jeep was in a wooden cart with the wheels on top. That's why they shipped the Jeep, a new Jeep. And there was 4 across and 3 high, a length of football field, brand new Jeeps. They were ready for the Japanese invasion, which never come off. They never brought them home. Scrapped them, given away to people. All that money. I can imagine how much that, how many, there had to be 400 or 500 new Jeeps sitting there,
Tell me about VJ Day when you heard the war was over.
Oh, good thing we didn't have a fire. Take a fire extinguisher and a beer can, you can make it cold, So the skipper, he left. We had beer to go have a beach party. We never out drinking on the ship. But the night of VJ, he let beer loose on the ship, And no way to cool it, so every damn fire extinguisher he had hanging around was made the beer cans cold, So I think we rounded up like 10 fire extinguishers next day, and the guys in the machine shop took them over to get them recharged. But they make a beer can cold. The chief boatswain we had on our ship was ready to retire when the war started. And he'd been in the Navy about 15 years, so he could put on our ship. So I was up in the bridge gang striking for quartermaster. We had too many men up there. And, in the Navy, everything is when you made it, The guy made a month before me, he went there. So my officer up there said, I'd like to keep you, John, but I can't. He said, I got to keep your buddy. And I don't want to keep him, He he didn't like to work, So one day I was standing in the chow line, and Max says to me, you come work for me. I said, hell yeah, I'll work for you any day. He says, you're going to get knocked off the bridge. I know. How do you know? He said, never mind what I know. So one day, about 2 weeks later, Capper said, you got to go down to deck for us. I went down to Mac, I told you I'd get you, The other guy went back to the ship was divided in half. And he was an old timer. I learned more out of him doing things on the dock like that, And make a quick story, you don't believe it would happen in the Navy. This Buckley was an Annapolis man, So a lot of harbors in it had a big ring big as this, or the ring in there, and it was anchored. You tie a ship up and you could swing around it, But you had to put men out there in the boat, and the gang had to be ready to put a line out, another line to get a chain on it, So we had this new officer out of Vincent School, he come aboard. He walks up to Mac, he says, you ain't tying this ship up right. Believe it or not, he got a book open. And Mac says, get out of my way, I hate to be this first, but he says, I got a man out there on the ship, and he's going to hook a line, and I got the guy, this ship's moving. And he kept on talking, Mac didn't pay attention. And I had a coil rope down there. We all had our jobs. Eventually, I said to him, "Get your foot out of there." Why? I said, "If that thing takes off, you're going to be gone." So he's still wandering around. We didn't pay attention. We done our job, and the chain got hooked up after 3 or 4 lines and bolted in, and we were done. We put our stuff away, and Buckley came down. I thought, what the hell do we do now? He walked up to this officer right in front of us. I was surprised. He says, "Don't bother this guy up in the pit. He ties up my ship. He does everything. He's in charge of this thing." He says, "He's forgotten more than you and I ever learned." And I come out of Annapolis. And it's never bothered us. I looked at my buddy. I said, "I don't believe the old man did that." He tore that engine right down in front of us. That guy never bothered us. He left Mac alone. But he was smart, you know. He knew things, you know. They have things. No, we couldn't go across the Atlantic. We didn't have enough fuel in the DE. We could get 3/4 across. We were a day out of Gibraltar. We needed more fuel, and the water smoothed out. So we went beside a tanker to get some black oil, and they put a 4-inch line over. And we were about maybe 12 feet away, and put it in an opening in the deck and put it in, you know. Max says, "Go get me the axe out of the fire locker." I says, "We ain't got a fire." He says, "Get me an axe." Okay. So I'm done. I got an axe out of the fire locker, big axe, you know. He said, "You stand here and hold it." I'm holding this fire axe, and guys are going past. "Where's the fire, John?" I said, "I don't know." He says, "Our boss says hold the fire axe, and I'm holding it." Well, we got so much oil, and the waves started running and started to take us, suck us in, and we couldn't bounce off of that ship. The damn metal on our hull was only 5/8 inches thick, you know. So when we got too close, Mac took a axe and he cut that damn hose right in half. Oil went everywhere. Ship took right off, you know. If he had none, we'd have bounced off, you know. I tried to ruin my clothes. 3 or 4 of us working. There was black. I just had to throw my dungarees and everything away and go get kerosene out of the engine room to get the oil in my hair. But no one knew to do that. Today they have a quick upper on them. And that, you know. It's strange the things they have today, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I told you, we used to have naval reunions, and we had one I hosted one in '83. We had one down in Jacksonville, and this guy gets us a tour on a cruiser out in the naval. So we went out, you know. There was me and this guy from up in Johnstown, Bud. He was a big farmer kid, and the guy electrician from Texas. And but boy, there's a 5-inch gun standing there, no door in it, all covered up, you know. Bud's looking at it. Finally, the guy from Texas, "Go ahead, Bud, ask him." The guy says, he had a young Navy was our guy, and he says, "How did you get in that thing?" He says, "You don't." "What the hell you mean you don't?" "Oh," he said, "it's fired by a computer. Guy in the bridge presses a button." And he said, "You're standing on the shells." He said, "They're on a chain, and they go right in the gun." I said, "Yeah, they weigh 54 pounds. How'd you know that?" And Bud says, "If you handle as many as John and I handle, you know that damn things are 54 pounds. I said, "It says right on the side, but everything's automatic, you know. They don't, you know, not a damn door in this." But we got back and we went to supper. Bud said, "I don't believe it. 5-inch gun with no doors in it." And that's, you know, the modern technology is unbelievable. In fact, I just read not too long ago, the one new destroyer they built. They're only running the whole damn ship on 58 men. You know, they don't need.
Do everything else.
Yeah, they don't need the manpower. And they'll never need the manpower that they used to have.
Wow.
Yeah, unbelievable.
So how many days, during World War II, how many days were you at sea? Do you have any idea? I mean, you...
Oh, hell. I was on that same ship for 3 years. I never got off it.
3 years you never got off?
No. We put on it till the war was over, you know.
Did you ever get seasick? Did you
Oh,
ever?
yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. I was a seasick guy, you know. I never got sick in my bunk, but a lot of meals I lost, you know. Them old timers like Mac used to eat anything, all you eat, you know. But yeah.
What would make you seasick? Rough weather?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh hell, we get in a storm going across the Atlantic. Shit, I wasn't a swimmer. I slept with my life jacket 3 nights. Oh hell yeah, that 310 feet, it lift that thing clean out of the water in the Atlantic Ocean. We were just doing convoy duty. It was a convoy of ships, and which don't exist. Everything is flown in planes today. Nothing is. Such a changed world with that, you know. These guys couldn't go back to doing things, you know. Like I say, I was very grateful. A lot of ones I knew got stuck one place, you know. I got that in Orange, Texas, and we took it down the Sabine River. There was a little shipyard there by Orange, Texas, and they made the class was the Butler class I was on. There were 3 or 4 different classes of the E's. They made embedders, they built them. And we come out and went in the Gulf of Mexico. And my skipper, we had 2, in fact, I got pictures in my room. We had the 2 blades on the back of 8 foot in diameter. And he went through a log and took a chunk out of one, brand new. So we, you know, it vibrated, so we had to go up the Mississippi. I never knew the Mississippi's 95 miles up New Orleans is 95 miles up. And they had a fairly good-sized dry dock up in New Orleans, and our ship just fit in it. And we had to go up there to get a new screw put on the back of that ship, brand new. But I never knew that was 95 miles up the Mississippi, New Orleans.
I bet you had a good liberty in New
Oh
Orleans.
yeah, but during the war I had to laugh. You know, I've been in New Orleans afterwards. In fact, I went to the Mardi Gras one time. But anyway, the French guy, that was all out of bounds of the service, man. You couldn't get over there.
You never got a tattoo. You're
No, hell with that. I wasn't born, but I didn't get one, you know.
Good for you.
No. I used to laugh at these guys. They'd go out and get drunk. You know, I laughed. I said to my grandson, I says, when I was young, I said, the only tattoo people was in a naval place where there's a naval yard. I said, they weren't around like they are now. I said, these young guys are getting down, they'd be in the head in the morning with a brush trying to take it off, you know. Old chief would say, sorry guys, you're stuck for life. I know me. I wasn't born, I wasn't getting one, I never did. I couldn't see it, you know. But, yeah, some of them guys, one Mexican kid we had on there from California, he had a big eagle on his shoulder. He looked good, but Christ, it took him how many trips he went to the...
Tell me what it was like to come home after, 3 years on this
Oh,
destroyer.
yeah.
What was it like to...
Oh, good.
How did you got from California then back to Pittsburgh?
No planes were flying in. When we first came back to Long Beach, California, I was in a festival. I got 30 days leave. That was first in 2 years. And we took a train from L.A., 2 days to Chicago and 1 day to Pittsburgh, you know.
That's good.
And then I went back, and then we stayed there. And then when the war, I get discharged, I took a bus home that time, you know. But yeah, you know, they had no planes flying in, you know, commercial planes. So all they had was a train.
So when you came back to Pittsburgh, did you go back to see your parents?
Oh yeah.
Tell me what that was like. What was it like
Oh,
to see
good.
them?
Good. Then when you get discharged out there, you know, they try to tell you, give it over. I said, I got a good home to go to. I ain't re-listening in the Navy. The hell with it. If there's another emergency, I'll go, but not privately.
They tried to get you to
Oh,
re-enlist.
yeah,
They
yeah.
probably tried to get you to re-enlist in the Army at the
Yeah.
end?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They tried. Yeah. And I was just telling the other day, you know, we were sitting around a table there in Long Beach, California, at the naval base. I got discharged there, and I filled all these papers, and it took a whole afternoon. And this guy sat down, and he says, told him my name, he tossed me one, and I says, this ain't mine. This is from out there in Wisconsin. I said, up in Pennsylvania. There's a guy sitting on the other side of the table with my name, Hein. He was a German guy. There was out there, I think it was Wisconsin, one of the places. There was a whole section of Germans from out there before the war, and he was from out there. The only time I ever came across a name the same as mine was, you know. I said, this guy says, you know, Wisconsin. I don't know where they got that from, but I was amazed, you know.
Were you ever on a ship After the war? Did you ever go on a...
No. I wouldn't take a cruise in one of them cruise liners. That thing of flip, that one of them big cruise liners, you know, it's never out in the storm. If you ever got in a storm, it'll turn them around.
Tell me about the food on a destroyer. What did you guys eat?
Oh, we had, luckily we had a pretty good cook. We had a guy from, can't think of his name now, from Chicago. He had a restaurant and he made the most of what we had. Food wasn't bad, you know. But, no luck, you know, you had a stainless steel plate, one couple new handles and a fork, knife, and that's all you had. Yeah, that's all you used to eat, you know, so get used to that. Yeah, he done pretty good cooking, you know. And we get into places where there was a lot of big cans, we'd go get them, whatever order was, you know, get them. And one of my friends lived up in Harrisburg. He became a baker, you know, and he baked at nighttime. He used to be in the deck force as we was, you know, halfway through the war. And so I'll be standing at 12 to 4 watching, and I say, go down and see your friend Kirby. He'll give you a loaf of bread. He won't give me a loaf of bread. I said, he won't give you guys nothing. I'd go down at 3 o'clock in the morning. He'd give me a nice warm piece of bread out of it. But he wouldn't give them other guys. He said, I know you're going to share this, but he wouldn't mind it.
So looking back, are you glad you did it?
Oh, yeah. I don't regret nothing. Maybe a few things I would have changed, but I don't think. No.
You wouldn't have signed up with a battleship or anything like that?
No. I was always grateful that I was on a small ship after I seen what I seen in the Navy, you know. They made quite a few mistakes in the Second World War. I bought a book a couple of years ago written by the four admirals, Maylitz and Bohawsey and King and what's his name. And when the war, the submarines in the first, they were small. If you had claustrophobia, you couldn't be in them, you know. They lost quite a few of them out in the Pacific. They were fond of them. About 30 of them, you know, they wrote them off. All them guys, you know. We got escorting them out in the Pacific. They get in trouble and they couldn't submerge, they could run on diesel on top of it. We escorted them back to repair yard. But yeah, I was surprised when I read that book.
What was your job in the Navy? What was your rate?
Seaman first class. That's all. And there was only so many things, and you were second class when we went in, and I made seaman first class, and I did good.
What was your battle station?
Oh, I was on Twin 40s. Yeah, there's 5 of us. That's another quick story. You know, when we were coming back, the war was over, coming between Honolulu and Long Beach, you know, all these ships are coming back, and they were getting tons of ammunition, you know, and they put them, so halfway between Honolulu and Long Beach, our skipper gets expel all your ammunition by muzzle, get rid of it, you know. Well, I'm working with you 4 guys for 3 years, and I just reach, I don't even look, you know. Well, he retired. They were dropping shells all over the place. The old man looked, oh. I happened to just near the bridge one day. I heard him say, quit. He said, we got through the war. I ain't going to die now. So the next day was nice and smooth. We just dumped all the ammunition over the side in the ocean. We never fired. I don't know what he was allowed enough, but he did. He said, the hell with it. He said, I ain't getting killed now by some damn kid dropping a shell on the deck. Yeah, so we, 20 miller come in a tin can, we can it all, everything over the side. Said it was a deep section of the ocean, so I don't know when the other ship, I don't know what we did. That's how we got rid of ours. There was a lot of it. Like I told you, 5-inch shell was 54 inches, and then you had a bronze powder can behind that. So, you know.
That's heavy.
Yeah. And you do things you don't think you can do. One of them shell, when you were down in the lower deck, and you put in a little elevator and took you up to the 2 guys up there and put it in. Well, one of them gets stuck, I don't know what the hell it was, but the shell was already charged to go off, so he had to get rid of it. This kid opened the door, about to move over. He took that 54 and threw it like a football. He could never do that again. We tried with 55s. He couldn't. He fired. He went about 20 feet from the ship, and when it went down the water, it exploded. But you do things you couldn't do,
Adrenaline.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.